Picture this, a world where your entire identity fits neatly into a digital profile, accessible with a tap on your phone. Is this the ultimate tool for security and efficiency, or a gateway to unprecedented government oversight? As we dive into the latest developments from the UK government, you'll see why this topic is sparking heated debates across the nation. Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to unveil proposals for a mandatory nationwide digital identification system during a speech this Friday. According to high-ranking officials, the scheme aims to tackle unauthorized employment and bring the government's operations into the modern era. To make it inclusive, a public consultation will explore the nuts and bolts, including solutions for individuals who don't own smartphones or passports. This ensures everyone can participate without being left behind. For context, let's rewind a bit. The last Labour administration tried to roll out ID cards back in the day, but that effort was thwarted by a conservative Liberal-Democrat alliance. Fast forward to now, and Starmer believes the conversation has evolved significantly. In a recent interview, he pointed out that people today carry far more digital identifiers than they did 2 decades ago. Think online banking logins, social media profiles, and app-based verifications. This shift, he argues, changes how we perceive such systems psychologically. Rumors suggest the new initiative could verify individuals' eligibility to reside and work in the UK by cross-referencing their digital IDs with a centralized database. Currently, these validations rely on paper documents, though some online options have been available for certain groups since 2022. It's worth noting that this digital ID concept wasn't part of Labour's election platform last year, and the government had previously dismissed a similar idea proposed by ex-Prime Minister Tony Blair. But in recent weeks, ministers have ramped up their excitement about it, fueled by mounting demands to address unlawful migration. Cabinet Office Minister Pat McFadden has highlighted how such a system could streamline access to public services. He even drew inspiration from Estonia, where digital identities enable seamless interactions with everything from medical records and voting systems to banking apps. Imagine logging into your doctor's portal or casting a ballot from your couch. It's a glimpse of how technology can simplify daily life. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone is on board, and the pushback is fierce. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has labeled the mandatory ID as a very serious step, demanding a thorough national discussion. She slammed the announcement as a desperate gimmick meant to divert attention from internal party dramas, like the leadership tussles involving Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham ahead of Labour's upcoming conference. Badenoch has also argued that digital IDs won't truly fix the issue of illegal work in the UK. Reform UK has gone further, calling it a cynical ploy to mislead voters into thinking something substantial is being done about illegal immigration. They mock the idea that rule breakers would suddenly start complying, or that digital IDs would dent unlawful employment. Instead, they warn it would only erode the liberties of ordinary, law-abiding citizens. And this is the part most people miss. The Liberal Democrats, who were instrumental in stopping the previous ID card push, have declared they cannot support a compulsory version. Their tech spokesperson, Victoria Collins, emphasized that no one should face criminalization for lacking or opting out of a digital ID. Even former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, gearing up to launch a new left-leaning party soon, has voiced opposition to a forced scheme, describing it as an affront to our civil liberties. These criticisms highlight a broader tension, balancing security with personal freedoms. To understand the current landscape, employers must already confirm job applicants' right to work in the UK. Since 2022, they've had access to government-approved digital tools for verifying passports of British and Irish nationals. There's also a Home Office online service for checking the status of some non-British or Irish residents whose details are stored electronically. Plus, the government is gradually replacing physical residency permits with online-only e-visas. Officials are reportedly investigating if a digital ID could standardize identity checks, cut down on forged documents, and streamline enforcement efforts. For beginners, think of it like upgrading from scattered paper receipts to a single secure app that tracks all your transactions, potentially making fraud harder and processes faster. However, Civil Liberties Group Open Rights Group has raised alarms, noting past glitches with e-visas, such as data mishaps and system breakdowns. They argue the proposals could usher in a pre-crime state where we're perpetually proving our identities in everyday activities, raising privacy concerns that might feel dystopian to some. What do you think about digital ID cards? Do they represent progress or a threat to privacy? Are there ways to implement them that protect freedoms while enhancing security? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments. We'd love to hear differing viewpoints and spark a discussion. In the same Friday address, Starmer plans to tackle immigration-related unrest, including the summer protests outside asylum centers. Speaking to global leaders like the Prime Ministers of Australia and Canada, he'll present a stark choice: embrace a politics of predatory grievance that exploits workers' woes, or opt for the politics of patriotic renewal. He'll caution against the dangers of toxic online discourse, citing the most poisonous belief evident in recent London demonstrations, that a violent national conflict is imminent. These protests, organized by far-right figure Tommy Robinson, drew up to 150,000 participants waving Union Jacks and St. George's flags. At the same time, Starmer will justify his administration's immigration curbs, claiming it's been too simple for people to enter, vanish into the informal economy, and stay illegally. He insists this isn't true left-wing compassion, as it often involves exploiting migrant labor and depressing fair pay. The simple fact is that every nation needs to have control over its borders, he'll assert. In a pre-speech piece for The Telegraph, Starmer acknowledged that left-wing parties, including his own, have long avoided confronting public worries about illegal immigration. Without naming names, he rejected Reform UK's toxic approach, dismissing their catchy but ineffective slogans. "There is no silver bullet," he wrote, "but we must enforce every possible measure to deter illegal migrants from entering British waters." This announcement is just the beginning. Stay tuned as the debate unfolds, and let's explore together whether digital IDs could reshape our society for the better or open Pandora's box.